Good morning. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Maulana Sikar, today I am your host for the morning. My name is Badul Das. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and certified international educational and training institute. In last year, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus professional and 2,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve student community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by going formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to general professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinar, seminar, courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like the Drone Portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and bulk knowledge platform for gathering care knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help empower you to learn to meet their expectation and even become highly skilled people. We implement several training program and webinar and offline online courses for your learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our session are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kind of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is life and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner we present. Promote diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and community to offering effective best policy and continual improvement so that individual who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me don't forget to share tag and mention your friends in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share tag and mention your friends in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Yes. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities. You cannot enjoy our service. So create your account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information you will enjoy our feature. With misspelled study you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. You replace slide. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified certificate. Now it's easier and time hungry because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in once. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificates, membership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download a certificate of gratitude. If you are an online life quiz competition winner, then you can download a certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organized Combined Support with IGP, you can download that also. You can actually prepare and download 18 tax features certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Institutions in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities during the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2020, 2021 and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching the Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tool, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4. The new trend in education. Certificate of participation webinar series 5, upskill our leadership and managerial skills. Certificate of participation webinar series 6. Digital classroom engagement 2. Certificate of participation webinar series 7. Research comprehension approach. Certificate of participation webinar series 8. Art in teaching special program in the art. Certificate of participation webinar series 9. 21st century tooling teaching mathematics. Certificate of IGP corporate ambassador. Certificate of IGP campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000 plus international level quiz with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our previous student service website for free. And dear IGP evolution, we promise previously, but lack of technical progress on time. This is great opportunity to collect your previous condition to solve condition from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything, and check your details for all of your details. This is tutorial details too. Check our button and pages on our website. You'll like us and you benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our service. At present, we are going to start our 1912 webinar, which name is Outcome Focused Strategies and Execution. And today our speaker's name is Ha Chi Tian. He is from Malaysia. Before I hand over this to our speaker, sir, also a little bit about him. International leadership trainer, corporate trainer, and coach. Coach, founder, Calibri Business Solution, SDN, BHD, training and development company. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Nice to be here.
Welcome, sir. Sir, please present your presentation.
All right. Coming up. All right. Can you see this?
Yes, sir. So the stage is you. You can start your presentation now.
All right. Thank you. First of all, you can hear me loud and clear, everybody. Yes. Great. Good afternoon, everybody. It's now my time here in Malaysia. I'm from Malaysia. My name is Ha Chi Kian. Just call me Ha. Ha. Easy, right? Yeah. Ha. Just call me Ha. And I'm from Malaysia. And I thank you first of all for IGP for the opportunity for me to share with you this topic today: outcome focused strategies and execution. And this is a very important topic as far as leadership is concerned. This is one of the key components for us to achieve results. Yeah. So my time here in Malaysia is 12:22. Yeah. So wherever you are, from wherever country you are, welcome. And I hope to be able to share something of value for you today. Yeah. All right, great. So a little bit about me. Is it okay if I share something about me so that you get to know who am I? So that at the same time, so that you can actually get down to it. Yeah. So I've been in over now 12 years experience in leadership training and development. I basically help companies and individuals like you to be capable leaders that can actually create results for the company, for yourself, so that you can actually have a meaningful life. Yeah? So how many of you here would like to be able to get the results that you want? Be more successful, be faster, be more efficient. Yeah, everybody wants this, yes? Yes. So it's very important. So how many of you here would like to be a better leader? Yeah. Do you realize that in order for you to achieve success, leadership is very important? Leadership for yourself, to be able to lead yourself to do things, and then to have bigger success, you want to have the ability to lead other people to get the results as well. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing for the past 10 years. But prior to my training career as a trainer, I was an engineer before. 16 years before, I was in the engineering field, in the engineering industries, helping basically from production to R&D to process management to all the way managing the whole factory. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. One of my key wins is that I've been helping companies to save millions and millions of dollars. In bringing Malaysia millions in dollars or so as well. So I realized as an engineer, my goal, my job scope or my responsibility is to actually help companies save money. Yeah, if I'm in sales, I'll be bringing in the sales. But because I'm an engineer, I'm in the factory. So I realized that how do I bring value to the company? How can I help the company make more money? It's by cost savings, making things more efficient, save, design better products, which is easy to manufacture, easy to produce, so that cheaper to produce, so that we can make more money out of it. Yeah. So this is what I've been doing. And in one of my last employment with an elevator company, I've been helping them to from a startup of 100, 200,000 ringgit Malaysia to 6 million ringgit in revenues or turnover within 4 years. And I only have a team of 15 people, maximum 15 people, including me, yeah, and the boss. So that's what I've been doing, yeah. So whatever we do, this outcome-focused strategies and execution is about how do we get results? How do we get meaningful results for the company you work for, as well as for yourself individually, whatever you want. If you can get to the results we want, then you'll be meaningful, right? You'll be good, yes? Yeah, so that's what I've been doing, yeah. So these are some of the clients I have the opportunity to serve throughout the last 12 years. These are some of the big clients like Shell, Intel, IBM, even KK Supermart in Malaysia. It's one of the big companies here. And CGI, Malakoff, MSSC, okay? So apart from that, is it okay if I share a little bit about myself, my personal side as well? Yeah, and this will be maybe I share this because I think it has some meaning for this program. So on my personal side, I like to do. I'm a fitness person. I like to take on challenges, and one of the things recently for the past 7 years now, I've been kind of obsessed with it. Is this thing called Spartan race or the obstacle course racing? So how many of you know? How many of you here knows what Spartan race is all about? Do you know? How many of you have participated in it before? Yeah, if you have, good. Yeah, if you haven't, maybe if it's in your country, you can check it out. Otherwise, you come over to other parts of the country to try it out. Yeah. So, for example, what is this Spartan all about? It's actually obstacle course racing. Look at the body, right? It's fantastic. I always wanted to have bodies like this, and I was inspired by them. This is one of the pictures that I saw when I first started in 2017, and I kept it until now as an inspiration. So, what is Spartan race? So basically, obstacle course racing, military style, for example, rope climbing, climbing on slippery walls, sandbag carries, dunking into muddy water, swim, barbed wire crawling. These barbed wires are not strings; it's real barbed wires. Climbing over walls, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet walls as well. Bucket carries, more carries, even thousand swing. Monkey climb, monkey bars, yeah, climbing over obstacles like this, jumping over fire at the end. These are things I like to do. Yeah. So since 2017, I've been taking part on 3 races every year, at least 3, and plus more, at least minimum 3. These are the first 3 races of Spartan I took. It consists of 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, and 21 kilometer. And then in 2018, I do it again. But of course, just to bring back a little bit, in 2017, when I first started off, it was one of the toughest race I've ever done because I was not fit enough, and because of the challenge and how tough, I have 2 choices: whether to give up and say, because I'm really old, I'm already 50 years old this year. Yeah, as when I first started off, I was 44 years old when I started. I was like, how am I going to do this? It's so tough. I'm getting old. I can't be doing all these things anymore. It's so dangerous, you know. But then I thought, okay, it's either I quit or I continue. Yeah, I thought I want to get stronger, and I have a little goal, being focused, outcome focused. I said by the age of 50, yeah, 7 years from now, 6 years from now, I want to be strong. Physically strong and fit. Yeah, so I decided to continue. So 2018, I do another 3 races again. This time I get a bit stronger. 2019, I do it again. I get even stronger. And in 2019 was the time I really have fun. I started to enjoy the race more than suffer there, right? So in 2019. And then in 2020, the COVID pandemic came, it stops. I was so disappointed. I don't have it. 2021, also you don't have. And then the race started coming back in 2022, only 2 races. I completed the 2 races in Spartan. Yeah. And then in 2023, this year, so I did in May, 2 races concurrently, back to back, 5 km, 10 km. And then in October last month, October, I did 3 races together back to back over the weekend. So on Saturday, I do 5 km, 10 km. No, Saturday, I do 21 kilometer. And on Sunday, I do 5 and 10. And this is the toughest race I've ever done. And it's really, really, I think it really break me as well in a way. I'm not dead, but it kind of break me because I got some injuries here and there. Until now, my shoulders are still in pain, and I'm still in recovery mode. Yeah, and this is where Spartan Race has this thing say I am unbreakable. So I'm not broken yet, but it kind of broken a little bit. But I kind of enjoy this. Why am I doing this? Because for me, it's training me to be stronger and tougher, even though as I'm aging. As I'm saying, I'm 50 years old today, this year, and I'm still doing this. I think I feel strong about this. Why am I sharing with you with this? Because to achieve anything, whether it's easy or tough, depending on what level we are trying to. If you're going to do something tough, it's never going to be easy. But once I've achieved this, for example, I've done these 3 races at one go in the whole weekend. Now that I've done it, I can do this. But before that, until I've done it, I was like, can I do this? I'm not sure. What do I have to do? How do I have to train? How do I have to start to strategize my training? How to do this? How to get myself stronger so that when I go into the race, I'm more ready to take on the challenges, right? Or do I just go and just go and try it out? Just simply bang? I don't think so, right? We have to strategize. So everything that I do is have to have an outcome focus, and it was a focus that I have 7 years ago that I wanted to do eventually. And 7 years later, this year, I thought I'm ready to do it and take on a challenge. Yeah. So that's what I do. Yeah. So, but this is my personal side. Okay, it's not exactly what I do for business. This is my personal challenge. But in business, I use this experience as a way for me to how can I move forward in business, in my own career. How can I take on the challenges the way I take on this Spartan Race challenge as I go along. And as I get stronger, how can I make use of this experience and the strength and the tenacity and mindset that I have to go into the business or into the workplace or into anything that I do later on. Yeah. And this is the same concept I'm going to share with you today. How are you going to be outcome focused? How do you strategize every move that you make so that you can actually achieve the result that you want? Yeah. How many of you here want to get the results that you want? Is it important for you to achieve the result that you want? Do you want to have a better career, better business? Do you want to be a better leader? Everything that you do needs to be strategized. And to begin with this, we have a little outcome focus. Yeah. So now, as we move on to this, the most important thing is about why are you here? Yeah, there must be a good reason for you to be here. Yes. And for you to be here, I want to say thank you for being here to spend the next 1.5 hours with me here, sharing with you this topic that holds dearly to me. And it's so important for everybody. I think every leaders must learn this thing. Yeah. So for this, I want to ask some questions. Yeah. Let's begin. Yeah. Okay. The question I would like to ask right now for you, 2 questions. I always ask these 2 questions at the beginning of every session, every talk, every training that I do, so that we can put ourselves in the right frame of mind. Yeah. Number 1. Okay. I believe there's a very good reason for you to be here. For whatever reason you spend your time for the next 1.5 hours here, spending the time, you could be in somewhere else, right? You could be in somewhere else, but you choose to be here. There must be a good reason for you to be here. For something that you want to do, maybe this topic attracts you to be here, or it's something that you need to learn right now because you need some answers right now. Whatever it is, okay? So I want you to think about this for a moment, yeah? What do you hope to achieve from this program? What do you hope to gain? What do you hope to get or gain from this session today? Yeah, think about this. Yeah, what is it that you want? Yeah, because there is a good reason for you to be here. Yeah, and then question number 2: suppose whatever you hope for actually becomes true, how will that make a difference for you in your working life? Yeah, think about this. Okay, question number 1: what do you hope to achieve by being here today? Yeah, and suppose whatever you hope for becomes true, actually becomes true. Okay, actually becomes a reality. How will that make a difference for you in your work and life? Yeah, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to think about this. Write it down if you have to, so that you remember this. There's a good reason for you to be here. Okay, and I hope that the next 1.5 hours with me, okay, you will get some answers, some big aha moment to say, yeah, yes, I got this. Yeah, because I'm sharing you with a model, a framework that I guarantee you it will work if you follow it correctly. Yeah. All right. Great. So 5 more seconds. Yeah. Think about this. Write it down. Are you ready? Okay. Are you ready? Give me a high five. Let's start. Yeah. So now, as I move into this, okay, I want to share with you a leadership development framework. Okay, these are the 5. I call this the 5 critical skills every leader must have. Okay, every one of you, I believe you want to be a better leader. A better leader also means that a better version of yourself. You develop yourself to be a better person, a better version of yourself. And if you are in a company, having a career as a business owner, you want to have certain skills, right? And this, throughout my last 12 years of teaching leadership, and to also discover what leadership is all about, and how do we actually develop ourselves to be a better leader, I discovered that there's 5 skills, 5 critical skills that leaders must have. Without these 5, you're going to have challenge. Yeah, there's many other skills, yes, but these are the 5 critical skills I'm going to share with you now. Okay, and you take a look at yourself, take a look at it, and you decide, or you think about it, and you tell me whether does it make sense or not. Yeah. So number 1, you need to have leadership. Yeah, you need to be a leader yourself. Number 1. Okay, and becoming a leader means, in this case, being responsible for your own success, I would say. Yeah, becoming a leader, that means you need to be able to step up when you need to. Yeah, sometimes in order to get things done, you need to be able to motivate yourself and move up, wake up early in the morning and get things done. Yeah, leaders are the one that make things happen. Make sense? Yeah, and it's about being responsible for yourself, and on a different level, responsible for other people as well. Yeah, as a leaders, we want to be able to really create the things that we want to do and not wait for things to fall in your place. We are proactive enough to make things happen. Yeah, number 1. So become a leader is one thing. Yeah, that's why I write right at the center. Then second skills that we all need to have is actually problem solving skills. As a leader, we must know how to solve problems. Yeah, solve problems for ourselves. Being proactive enough to actually move is part of problem solving. Yeah, able to have the capability, yeah, to find out what's right, what's wrong, yeah, to know what's the good thing to do, what's the good thing to solve problem solving, find out what's the problem there, decipher it, and actually find a solution to that. And this is where being resourceful is very important. Becoming a resourceful person. Sometimes you may not know how to do it, but if you know how to find people to do it, you are still able to solve problems together with other people, using other people's talent. Yeah. So as a leader, if you're going to a workplace, if you are a manager or you're an executive, and someone rely on you, someone is hiring you for it, we must know how to solve problems. Otherwise, why are we hired for? Right? And if you are the manager, you're a leader in the company, people will expect you to know how to solve problems. People will expect you to know how to guide them to solve the problem. So it's so important for us to learn how to do this. Number 3, execution skills. Execution, and this is where this program is today. Knowing how to execute and actually get results. Yeah, I find a lot of leaders, a lot of managers, of people know how to talk a good game. They know how to say this. We should be doing this. We should be doing that. But when we ask them how to do it themselves, they're like, I do not know. I cannot do it. Not me. But they know how. They're so good at telling people what to do, but they themselves cannot even produce the result. So for us as leaders, so important. We must be able to create the results for ourselves and for other people. We must be able to demonstrate that we know how to do it as well. Isn't it? Does it make sense? Yeah. Have you ever seen a leader that does look at them? They don't know how to do it themselves, and they are expecting other people to do it. It's crazy, right? So we need to be the role model to actually show the way that we can do it now. Follow us, right? This is where we can develop the influence that we want to do. So these 3 are one of the top 3 most important. Yeah, becoming the leader yourself, solve problems, and be executor. Yeah. And there's 2 other equally important, but it has to combine together that actually support the problem-solving skills and execution skills and the leadership skills. It's actually communication skills and collaboration skills. Yeah, learning how to communicate is very important. All the problems that we are facing today am I right to say 80% of the problems are caused by poor communication? Yeah, a lot of communication. How we speak, how we say this, how do we actually portray the confidence, how do we actually communicate with clarity so that we do not cause miscommunication or misinformation. Yes. And then collaboration is about working with people. Yeah, on your own you can only do so much, but together in the team you can do a lot more. So as a leader, we have to learn how to work with your team, not just tell your team what to do, but how do you collaborate with them, work together as a team. Yes. and collaborate with them. Sometimes with our peers, with our customers, with our vendors, with our suppliers, with our bosses above us. We want to know how to collaborate with them. Yeah. Okay. So these are 5 skills. Yeah. Take a look at this. You tell me, are these 5 skills important for you to develop? Is it important for you to have? Are these 5 skills critical to you? The best way to ask is this: if you don't have leadership skills, would it help you to be a better person? Okay. If you as a leader do not know how to solve problems, is it going to be helpful for you? If you as a leader cannot even create results to demonstrate that you can do this, is it going to be helpful for you? If you as a leader cannot communicate well, yes, you as a leader you are not a team player yourself, can you be a leader? Yeah, I will say I believe logically, yeah, you can't, right? You need all these 5. Yeah. So for me, I've said this is the 5 critical skills all leaders must develop as you go along from today. Consistently develop it, become better and better, stronger and stronger, becoming more resourceful, becoming people who can create results, yeah, and becoming the leader you want to be. Yeah, these are the 5. Yeah. So today, the program today is about outcome focused strategies and execution. It's about on this execution side. This one. Okay, the green one, execution. How do you actually execute getting results? Yeah. So with that, let's look into some definitions. Yeah, you can find this in Google. Search in Google, and I found this in Cambridge Online Dictionary. This is the one that has a closer meaning to what I'm trying to say. So, what is a strategy? Yeah, a strategy is a detailed plan for achieving success in situations such as in war, politics, business, industry, sports, business planning, and so forth. Yeah. So basically, it's a detailed plan, well thought out plan, with the intention to achieve success. Yeah. If you don't want to achieve success, you don't need a strategy. You just do whatever it is. You are, whether you win or lose, it doesn't matter. As long as you get there, as long as you can get to the end result, whether you get there or not, then you don't need a strategy, because you can just do, try and do, just try and try until. Okay. But if you want to win, you want to achieve the goals in the specific time, in the way that is the least amount of money involved, for example, least amount of time to actually win, for example, right? You need to strategize, because if you don't strategize, then how are you going to win? Yeah. So this basically is execution. So what's the definition of execution? Yeah, it's an act of doing or performing something, especially in the planned way. So execution is about actually the action, doing it. It's the plan of action. Yeah, but the execution comes after you have the strategy. Once you have the strategy, how do you execute it? So hence, in this program title, it's about outcome focus, knowing what you expect to have, the strategies and the execution. How do you do this to get to the results that you want? All right. Yeah. So now, let's discuss a bit further what is this thing called strategic thinking. Yeah. Why is it about? Yeah. Why is it so important? Why must you plan? Is it just planning? No. What is this strategic thinking? Yeah. So strategic thinking is a mental or thinking process applied by the individual, you, for example, or a team in a company, in the context of achieving a goal and a set of goals. So I mean, achieving a goal and a set of goals. Okay. And give a best example with this. Okay. All of us do this, I hope. Yeah. How many of you here have traveled, travel to a place that you've never been before, making a trip, a vacation, a holiday, or making a plan to travel somewhere? Yeah. So, for example, let's give an example. You plan to travel to a place that you have never been before. Okay. So, how about I'm in Malaysia. Say we travel to another country we have never been before. Say travel all the way to far away. For example, to Canada or America, somewhere far. And it's cold. Somewhere you've never been before, and you don't even know what to expect. So do you just buy a ticket and just travel? I know some of you do, but most of us don't do that, right? We actually plan. Do you plan? Do you think about this first? Yeah. So what do you plan? Yeah. You're thinking, where are you going? First of all, you need to know exactly where you're going. Where is it on the map on Earth? Where are you going? Would you want to know what's the weather? How's the weather like at the time you're going? Which month are you going? Is it on January, February, March, winter time? Or is it on summer or autumn or spring? Would you want to know? Of course you want to know, right? You want to know, you find out so that you know how to plan. You plan accordingly. And then how about what are some of the challenges that you may be facing. Yeah, for example, any emergency, when you go there, maybe it's some kind of maybe you may face with some kind of emergency. So what are things you need to prepare? Okay, you look at the weather on the day. When you're going there, how cold is it? Depending on the temperature, winter, autumn, spring, summer, you bring different type of clothes, isn't it? Yeah, you don't bring a winter clothes to a summer season. Yes, yeah. And how about potential illness? You may fall sick. What do you do? Yeah. And how about travel documents? Do you need a visa? Do you need? So do you plan all these things? Yeah. Even before you go, you start to think, right? What could be potentially going to happen, and you start planning all these things, and you start to visualize when you go there what can happen. Correct or not? That is already part of strategy thinking. You are planning it, but sometimes you think, right? But the strategy here thinks about this: how do you go there? When do you go there? When is the best time to go there? For vacation, for example, is it best to go there during summer? What do you want to see? How do you go there by plane, flight, everything that you consider going to get there in the best option possible, the best time possible, the best money, finance, or expenses possible. That is what calls strategic thinking. It means you're thinking strategically in terms of money, expenses, how you're going to go there, travel, and everything. That is, you're already strategizing. Yeah. If you don't strategize, you just don't care. You just simply buy a ticket, you go there and see what happens when you go there. Is that a good way to travel? Some people like this challenge, but even though no matter how you want to plan. Yeah. So this is where strategic thinking is. So when you come back to business or come back to where your career is, isn't it important for you to strategize to get the results that you want, to win? Yeah. And this is what it is. Yeah. So in order to do this, you also need to be future focused. That means you need to focus on the future. Just like how you're planning for your trip to Canada, for example, right? You need to start thinking, when am I going? End of next year. It's going to be in December. What do I need to be doing? How's the weather going to be? You're going to start to Google and find out what potentially, all those things. You're going to focus on the future, what could actually happen. So how about the finances? How do you have other things going to be clashing with the time, and you start to plan the right time to go and everything? Yeah, travel ways to go there, because you're going to focus future. Make sense? Yeah. So it's about having a little globe, start to think in the future. When you start to people who can actually look in the future and start to visualize the future, what potentially it could be, ideally, and maybe even practically based on experience or based on past experience or past data. This is where we can be better able to strategize our move better. Yeah. We also want to ask tough questions. Whenever we try to achieve any results that you want to achieve, why are we doing this for? Yeah, being able to confront the brutal fact on what is actually happening, the challenges that we have, you want to be asking. So maybe 3 questions I will throw to you right now. Yeah, in anything that we do, you can ask this question. Yeah, what do we really want? And the first question is one of the biggest. Ask yourself, what do you really want? What do you want? Okay, if you're in a company, if you are in the workplace, you can ask, what do we want to achieve? Yeah, if you are the boss, what do we want to achieve? In any situation, whatever you try to do, we always ask, what do we want to achieve, to obtain, to get? Yeah. Then question number 2, to actually solidify question number 1, what do we do for us? By getting what we want, what do we do for us, or for the company, or for the family, or for the team, whichever? What do we do for us? Okay. So third question is it important? If the answer to number 3 is yes, it's important, then maybe this particular quest or this particular task or this particular aim that you're trying to get is important enough, then we will do it. Yeah. But if it's not important, why are you doing it? So we want to be able to ask tough questions with ourselves and handle it. If there's a problem, what do we want to achieve from this problem? What do we want to get out of this problem? What do we want to what's the end goal? What's the outcome that we want to do? What will you do for us by solving this problem? Yeah. If this problem it's not important, then why are you wasting time? Yeah. Because we only have so much time. We have only so much resources. We have so much money and effort and energy. So why not focus on things that's really, really important? Yeah. So these 3 questions will help us to strategize our every move in whatever we do. Okay. So at the end of it, it's about getting results. Yeah. How many of you here want to get results for yourself? How many of you here want to get results for the company you work for? Yes. How many of you want to get results for the business you're in? It's all about results, right? If this result is not important, then why are we doing that? And this is where we want to strategize. If it's important enough, let's strategize to get the results. So ultimately, this program is about how do we get results? If we can get the results that we want, we got this. And we need strategies and execution plan. Yeah. So with that, let me share with you a little bit as we move on right now. Let's talk about the psychology of thinking. Yeah. How do we think strategically in terms of planning, execution, and thinking? Okay. So with this, I want to share with you this little concept or approach called solution focus. Yeah. I have no time to go real deep into this, but on the surface, on the high level, I just want to share with you these 5 areas about the solution focus. Yeah. Solution focus is a positive psychology movement. Yeah. We are positive thinkers. We think positive. It's not that we say, yeah, it's positive, must think positive. No, it's not about that. Yeah. It's about we understand that when we think positive, then things can actually happen. Because when we think positive, that means there's hope. Yeah. If you're always thinking negative, it's not possible. Everything's going to be doom and gloom. Then the hope will become so little that sometimes it seems no hope. Yeah. But even the darkest period of time, if you say, yeah, I think it's still possible, everything is still going to have a possibilities. And when there's hope, then we can actually come up with solutions. Yeah, when there's hope, there's a choice, there's an options, we can come up with solutions. Make sense? Yeah. So we always think positive. No matter how it is, we always think positive. Yeah. That means there is a way. We always believe there is a way. So number 2 is objective or outcome. Or objective is basically outcome. Knowing the outcome. We want to know what is the outcome for us. What do we want to achieve? Hence the question earlier on. What do we want to achieve? What do we want? That's the question. We always ask this question, and we always go towards that. Yeah, and we go towards that by focusing on people's strengths. All of us have strengths. You have strengths. I have strengths. Your strengths could be different than mine, but combined together, if we all play to our area of strengths, we can be superhero in our own field. But if we focus on the weaknesses that we have, then we feel that we are not able to do a lot of things. But in the area of our strengths, we can do wonders. Isn't it true? Yeah. So with that, we always focus on people's strengths. Which area are you good at? How can you make full use of this in terms of your strength? Because I know that in the area of your strengths, you can be a superhero and you do a lot of wonderful, fantastic things that people say, oh my goodness, how do you do that? Yeah. We are solution focused. Whenever we're trying to solve a problem, we are very resourceful. And being resourceful means always thinking about solutions. How can we get to the solutions and not get stuck in the problem? Why are we having this problem? Why is this problem causing a lot of problems? We don't talk about problems so much. We talk about how can we find out solutions to solve the problem. Yeah. So we always look into solutions. And finally, we believe in building the relationship, the cooperative relationship. Yeah. We always believe this, that we build relationship. Otherwise, you can expect resistance. Correct? If I don't have the relationship with you, sometimes whenever I ask you for help, you will like, I don't want. I'm not going to do it because we don't have a good rapport. We don't have a good relationship. However, if me and you have a good relationship, or we and the team has a good relationship, sometimes it's just as good as a simple pick up a call and say, hey, James, hey, can you help me? I need some help. And most likely you will say yes. So we always work on building relationship because when we have this, we can all make use of people's strengths and we can actually start working on solutions and be resourceful. Yeah. So let me share with you some of the key simple approach, simplicity, the 3 key principles of solution focused approach. Yeah. And this is where the psychology starts to come in. I mean the mindset. Yeah. So take a look at this, take a snapshot if you have to. Yeah. Number 1, don't fix what isn't broken. Yeah. When things are not broken, don't fix it. Because behind everything that's working well, the system, the processes, the policies or the organization system and processes, if they're working well, means what? Something is working well. If there's not broken, it means something is working well. So if something is working well, means what? There's a lot of things we can learn. Why is it working well? If it's working well, then hey, study it. Then maybe you can make use of that and expand it more. Yeah. And hence, principle number 2 comes in. Find out what works and do more of it. If the system is working so well, find out what works exactly. what works specifically, and how can you and learn from it and say, okay, how can we do more of this? Expand that because it's really working. It's really proven to work. Yeah. Principle number 3 is if things are not working, it's time to stop. You try 1 time, doesn't work. Try 2 times, doesn't work. Try 3 times, doesn't work. Stop. Don't have to keep trying anymore. Yeah. How many of you have heard of this quote by Albert Einstein? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and hope for things to change. Is it going to work? No, it's not going to work. Yes. So hence, number 3, if you find that it's not working, it's time to change. Even though it's painful, it's time to change. That means it's not working. Yeah. So, but the twist is this. Okay, number 3. Okay, if you find out things that doesn't work, you do it over and over again, and you will not expect different results. Then how about number 2? If you know things that works, if you find out things that work, and you keep doing it over and over again, will you have similar results? Yeah, right? You're going to get similar results because it's been proven and it's worked. So you keep doing the same thing that works over and over again, you're going to have the same results. Yes? And if it's the same good results, now can you do more of it? Expand it. Get to someone else to do it. Teach someone else to do it. Get your team to do it more. You do it more. And then things are going to suddenly spiral up and be more and more. Make sense? This 3 key principle is very, very dear to me. Yeah, so simple. I like this very simple anyway. It's so simple, and I always remember principle number 2. Yeah, in fact, I remember 3, but principle number 2 is the one that I keep so close. Find out what works. Go and find out what works. If it's working, be very curious. Find out, hey, why is it working? Why is it working? How can I do it more? How can I use it for other things? Because it's proven to work. Now I have a technique, a strategy, a simple way. I'll call it strategy to get things done. I can teach it to other people. I can do it more. I can expand it. Make sense? Yeah. So another one here, I want to take. I'm not going to go too deep inside. I will encourage you to take a snapshot, take a picture of this. These are another 7, a little bit more deeper meaning to actually understand, to prepare your mindset, to prepare your psychology on how do you want to approach a challenge, a situation, or to strategize to get to the solution that you want, or strategize to get to the result that you want, okay, using this solution focused approach. Yeah, there's 7 other areas that we can actually help us to tweak the mind, to fine tune our mind, so they can move things faster. Okay, so maybe I just talk to one. Number 1 will be that change is inevitable, and it's happening all the time. Yeah, change is always happening. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. Next year, going to change. Next year, going to change. Every month, every minute, things are changing. Very, very small, sometimes drastic. Yeah. And we cannot do anything we can't do very much about it. It's going to change, like the weather or the situation, the economy, company. So our job here is to identify what's important, what's good, and amplify all those that's useful and good change. This is like principle number 2, right? Find out what works and do more of it. So our job when things are changing, find out what are the changes that are good, how can you make full use of the changes and run with it. Make sense? Rather than focusing on the problem, why is it changed? Why is it changing again? Why is it changing? How come it's changing? It should not be changing. No, we don't have to worry about it. Yeah. So maybe number 2, I just share a little bit. Okay, there's no one right way of looking at things. There are many different ways of looking at things. Yeah. So method 1 is also work. Method 2 also work. Method 3 is also work. So depending on the situation that you're facing right now, which is the right strategy, which is the right way to do it, it depends. So basing on the people that you have, the time, the environment, the challenges they're facing, yeah, then we can strategize according which is the best option to use at the time. Yeah. So these are the other 5 more. Take a look. It's quite pretty easy to understand, I believe. Yeah. I try to make it as easy for people to understand. Take a screenshot and try to figure it out as you go along. Okay. Because of the time, I cannot go all the way. Yeah. But just remember this 3. This 3 is very, very powerful. Right? All right, great. So now let me share with you a model. Okay, this model that based on 5 the strategies and execution model. Yeah, in these 5, if you pay attention to these 5, remember this 5, you'll be on the way. Yeah, because this is the models that I work on. How do I get results that I want? Yeah. Okay, so number 1, you want to be able to know exactly what you want to get. Yeah. So number one, you need to have focus. Focus on what? Focus on the goal that you want. So WIG stands for wildly important goal. The goal that is wild, is crazy, a very important goal. Or you can also call it the most important goal. Yeah. But here in this case, I learned it from a book called 4DX. It mentioned wildly important goals. This sounds good. Yeah. So wildly important goal. Yeah. So after that, you want to be, once you know the goal, then you start to strategize. Yeah. And this is where you want to have a KISS plan. KISS means keep it simple and straightforward plan. Yeah. Keep it as simple as possible. Yeah. And once you have strategized, then you want to know how to anticipate potential problems, challenges, obstacles. Yeah. And this is where the secret is. A lot of people plan. I find again my experience. Yeah, my experience. A lot of people plan a good plan, everything's so good, but they never anticipate the challenges ahead. That means they are not future focused. They never look forward in the future what can potentially happen. But the secret here in any strategy planning is to actually know how to anticipate. If you can anticipate this, then your strategize can be much more soundproof. There's no guarantee, but at least it's going to be a well thought out plan. Yeah. And once you have the plan and anticipate everything, it's time to execute. Yeah. And this is when you're going to execute it by doing test and verify. Yeah. Test that the execution works as you plan, as you strategize. And then finally, having the accountability to follow up, FU, follow up, and follow through, FT. Yeah. So that's all. These are 5. Yeah. In simple terms, in any execution plan, it's basically people find out goal, strategize, and execute. Just 3. But I think it's not enough. I realized that knowing how to anticipate, forecast the future, planning for the future, assume whatever have to assume, basically anticipate what's going to happen, obstacles, challenges, problems they're going to face. Our ability to anticipate is the secret weapon here. And then the accountability, your ability to follow up and follow through to make sure that whatever your execution plan works as you plan. And this is the secret, the 2 missing link. Yeah. So these are the 5 areas that are very important. So let me go down into this. Yeah. So number 1 is focus on WIG, wildly important goal. Yeah. Like climbing out a mountain, for example. Yeah. This year, I took on the challenge of a long time challenge I wanted to go is to climb Mount Kinabalu. Mount Kinabalu is one of the tallest highest mountain in Malaysia, in our country, Malaysia. It's pretty challenging. It's about 8 kilometers up, 8.5 kilometers up. Yeah, but it's very, very steep. So most people can do it, but it's quite challenging to go up. So I took on the challenge. So just to climb up there, you need to actually have a plan, right? You don't just say that, let's go, buy a ticket and just go. You can. Maybe you're going to come back injured with a lot of headaches as well. Yeah. So let me share with you, there's 3 different types of goals. There's outcome goals, there's performance goals, and process goals. Yeah. Just knowing one type of goals is not enough, because the outcome goals, like in the case of the mountain, the outcome is to climb up to the mountain, reach the summit, reach to the top. When you reach the top, yay, I've done it, yes. Yeah, that's the outcome. But in order to get to the outcome, would you agree with me in the case, for example, just use the mountain again? You need to have some kind of performance. Yeah, you need to be physically fit at least, right? Yeah, fit in what level? Fit enough to actually climb the mountain and handle the altitude sickness, because it's going to be very high, thin air. It's going to be very cold, almost 0 degrees, and you're going to have altitude sickness. So your body must be fit enough to handle all this extreme situation. Yeah. So you need to have certain performance. The performance could be even that you must be able to hike continuously for the next 6 hours or 8 hours non-stop. Yeah, because if you stop, you're going to go to night and you can't reach on top. There's no place for you to stay. So you're going to be 6 hours continuous walk and hike up the hill. So you need to have the strength, the capability, the fitness. Yeah. And then what process involved? What kind of process goal? I'm going to talk to you about this a bit more. Yeah. And there's 3 types of goals. Yeah. So give you an example. Let's look into the mountain earlier on I mentioned, right? So this year, in February, last year I planned that. So this year I climbed Mount Kinabalu in Malaysia, one of the tallest mountain it is. It's about 4,000 meters above. I 4,000, slightly more than 4,000 meters above sea level. Yeah. So say for example, my outcome is to summit Mount Kinabalu and say, hey, I've done it. Yes. Simple as that. So what's the performance level? First of all, I must be able to, in order for me to climb this, it's not something that I can just go. I know I need to be able to have certain fitness. So for me, in terms of this performance, I believe I must be, in order for me to get ready for this, I need to be able to run trail running, the jungle trail, 10 kilometers on a hilly terrain. It's up, down, climbing up the hill, things like that. I must be able to run 10 kilometers continuously. Okay, if I can do 10 kilometers, I think I'm ready. Okay, during the time. So that was my performance. If I cannot do 10 kilometers on a trail run on a hilly terrain, then I don't know whether I can even climb up to the Mount Kinabalu. Okay, this is my performance. So that becomes my next performance indicator. That means my next goal. I must get to this level of performance. Yeah. So the process goal is this. Yeah. So how do I get myself ready? How do I get myself fit enough to run up to 10 kilometers in a hilly terrain, up, down, not a flat terrain. That means up, down, and be able to handle the stress of running on trail. Yeah. So that means I need to train. Yes. So one of the process I need to do to get myself to the performance level is to go for hill and trail running 10 kilometers weekly. So start training. Maybe start with the first 5 kilometers, and I run towards 10 kilometers weekly. Yeah. If I can run 10 kilometers weekly, then I'll be able to run this already. The performance level is there. Yeah. And maybe I will even need to learn how to climb up 20 stories of staircase up the staircase on a weekly. That means find a apartment or condominium with the stairs and run up there, or maybe go to the hotel and walk up and down, or go to the gym, do stairs master, whatever it is. 20 stories high stairs. Because why 20 stories? I heard that Mount Kinabalu, the steep of the mount, the height, right, is almost like walking up staircase. That's steep, which is true, right? So I need to train this. Yeah. So that becomes my goal. 3 types of goal. My outcome is to climb Mount Kinabalu. But until I climb there, I need to prepare. I need to prepare performance, able to run at this time. That's my goal. I must be able to run trail 10 kilometers up, down, hill without feeling, without feeling tough. That means I can handle it. Yeah. And how do I achieve this? By training, go for hill climbing, 5 kilometers, 3 kilometers here and there. Eventually go up to 10 kilometers every week. That means every week going to do running. Every week going to do climbing. Make sense? So as simple as this. This is sports example, yeah. So I give you another example, such as maybe in sales, for back to company, for example, your sales or not, or maybe customer service, doesn't matter. So I use sales example. So for the company, if you are in sales and you wanted to achieve the top 10 sales award, or maybe the top 3, or maybe the top sales award, okay, you want to achieve this, and that's the goal. So in order to achieve the top sales award, you need to have some kind of performance, right? You cannot just say, I want to achieve means I achieve, and hope for the best. No, you need to have a strategy. The strategy is to make sure that you have the performance. So what kind of performance? Okay, you must have the ability to close more than 1 million per sales transaction. It means every transaction you make, depending on what you're trying to sell. For example, for this case, just for illustration purposes, just say you want to get the award of the top 10 top sales award, you must be able to close a $1 million sales. Depending on what you're selling machineries or equipment, you can just sell that, right? And you want to do 1 million. If you are not able to close more than 1 million per sales, then you're going to have a tough time, because if you are closing too small amount, it takes a lot of amount to close it. But if you have the ability, your performance, you can actually close $1 million sales, then you have the chance to be the top sales, because you can actually hit the sales. Yeah. So what's the process? You need to target it. Now, sometimes in order to hit this $1 million sales, number one, you need to actually be able to increase the appointments for your presentation first. Yeah. Because in any potential to close a sale, you want to have the appointments to actually go and present. If you don't have a chance to actually have appointments, you don't even get the chance to even close, correct? So maybe first of all, you need to have a lot of appointments, increase the appointments for you to go and present your sales presentation. Then you need to develop a powerful sales presentation skills, be able to present it so you can close $1 million sales. Yeah. And then maybe the third one, able to handle or master objection handling. Because every time you close $1 million sales, the buyer may not agree immediately. You will say no because of this, because of that. You must be able to handle, manage the objection, and handle the objections so they can close them. Yeah. So this could be the process. So the goal here, how can you focus on getting more appointments, improving your powerful sales presentation skills, handle objections so you can now close $1 million sales. If you can do the process well, then you should get the performance, which is closing the $1 million sales. And if you can do the $1 million sales, then you have a chance to get to the outcome, which is achieving the top sales award. Make sense? Yeah. So the outcome is just an outcome. It's just a result. What you have to do to get to the outcome is where the process is. Does it make sense? What you have to be doing well, getting appointments for presentation, then go and do the sales presentation so well that they can actually close the sales and handle the objection so masterfully that you can actually close the $1 million sales. Make sense? Yeah. And there's many more examples. Basically, this you must understand 3 types of goals. Yeah. So, but the first in this whole framework or the model is that you need to decide on what is the goal first. Yeah, you need to know exactly what is the goal, and then you break it down to the performance and the outcome and the process goal. Yeah, but the first thing is that you need to know what is that goal. You need to decide on that. Okay, once you get that, then you can start to strategize. Okay, number 2, then you can start to strategize. Strategy, planning, control. Okay, you start to plan it out, come up with a plan. But before you come up with a plan, you need to strategize. What will be your strategy? How do you want to win this goal? Climb that mountain? Reduce customer complaint, whatever it is. Yeah. So here, let's talk about strategy and plan. Okay, let's talk about planning. Okay, but here I'm talking about strategy. What's the difference here? Yeah, a strategy is a high-level thinking, considering all kind of potential issues in depth before you come up with the plan. So you need to know the strategy. How do you actually get there? So I would say the plan is basically the plan of action. How do you get to the end goal, to the results? This is what you do. Yeah. In the strategy, there could be multiple plans. There could be plan A, plan B, plan C, or you do this plan, the other person do this plan, and all together we do this together, we get to the outcome. Yeah. But the strategy is about how do you want to play this game? What is the game plan? Yeah. In a sports, football, for example, soccer or football, how do you want to win? The strategy is: do you want to attack, or do you want to just defense, or do you want to play what? Yeah. So what's the game plan? Yeah. In war, in order to win a war, you need to have a strategy, right? You just don't go there and just take the gun and simply shoot. What kind of weapons you need? Are you going to go with the airstrike first, or bombing first, or you're going with a sneak attack? There's a strategy. Yes. In business plan, the same. How do you want to get to the $1 million sales, or for example, $1 million award? Yeah. And how do you want to strategize? How to do what kind of products? Sell what kind of products? Not which is the best product to sell. What's the price point? Who to sell? How to sell? Where to sell? Where's the target market? You want to have the strategy. Once you know the strategy, then you start to plan out. How do you do this exactly? Make sense? So the plan is basically what to do. Strategy is actually how we're going to do this and why. Got this? Yeah? So here we're talking about strategy. Yeah? How do you actually plan out, thinking the overall picture, anticipating everything, taking everything into consideration. Yeah. So Benjamin Franklin, I used to say, again, one of the famous quote: if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Does it make sense? Yeah. If you are not planning, that means you are planning to fail, because how are you going to win? A strategy is about getting to the win, the success, right? So if you are not planning for it, that means the chances of failing is going to be high. So with that, we need to begin with the end in mind. In every strategies, you always want to begin with the end in mind, knowing the outcome. What do we want to achieve? Yeah. So here, I want to share with you some areas you want to consider when you're doing the planning. Yeah. What do you want to consider? So we want to consider about the manpower, the human resource part of it, the manpower, the people involved. You want to consider the materials they need. Yeah, in production. Just say in the factory production, all the materials, the screws, the steel metal, the paper, the whatever, pen, pencils, all the material needed to produce certain things. In sales, it's all the flyers, the documents, the proposal, the PowerPoint material, content, how you're going to present it, it's all the materials. Yeah. And how about the equipment that you need? Yeah. Are you going to use it by handmade, or you use equipment, machineries? High-tech machineries, computer or AI, things like this, all the equipments. We want to look into the process, the method, the process systems. all the SOP, standard operating process, things like that. So how are we going to do this? How do you put this in place? Are you going to be by purely manpower, or is it truly automated machines? Yeah. So the method, process itself. And finally, about money. What kind of money you have? Do you have the money? Do you have the resources of having lots of money, or you don't have the money? How do you go about getting the money? So these are the 5 areas when we are planning. We need to consider all these 5 areas. Yeah. Maybe another areas you want to put inside will be on market. How about the market? Understanding the market. Yeah. You also need to understand that. Okay, how going to measure? There's many things, but the basic 5. Yeah. Some even have 6M, 7M, 8M, right? So I say the basic 5. These are the basic 5 you need to consider. Yeah. If you never consider any of these 5, you are missing the point. It means you may not consider everything. So whenever you're strategizing how to win, look into all these 5 areas and really look into this. Okay. Yeah. And once you have all these things, the key here, which I like to highlight and stress, really stress it out, is that always keep your strategies and even your execution plan simple and straightforward. Make it as simple as possible. Later you'll know why, because you involve human, right? If don't complicate things if it's not necessary. Yeah, don't make it harder than it should be. If you can go from straight A to B in a straight line, just go A to B. Don't go around and make it fancy, make it nice and things like that. Don't have to, because if you want you to get results, you need to go this. Okay, I learned about this KISS principle a long time ago, but I heard about a story from someone, one of the guru or one of the trainer that I attended a long time ago. And he mentioned about he learns this thing from Mary Kay Cosmetic, the giant, Mary Kay. Yeah, he said that he learned from the founder, Mary Kay Ash. He said that he was the Mary Kay Ash. The founder was his mentor. Yeah, and he was telling him, say, hey, the KISS principle. There's 3 principles. Okay, number 1, make it simple and straightforward. Okay, you must keep it simple, straightforward. Otherwise, you will fail. Okay, keep it simple and straightforward. Otherwise, you'll fail. Yeah. Then number 2, does it really work? Does the strategy really work? Does the plan really work? That means, did you actually try it now? Did you test it now? Or you just come up and plug the figure here and there? I think it should work. Should be work. I think technically it should work. Logically it should work. No. You must test it out. Has it been tested? Has it been field tested? So number 2 is that, does it really work? Okay. Then number 3, is it dummy proof? That means, can anyone do it? Maybe it works because you do it. You are the one who knows how to do it. The rest cannot know. So the third one is that, keep it. I mean, does anybody can do it? Is it dummy proof? So if your system works and you can pass it on to other people and you can easily learn and duplicate and model it, then it's simple. So make sure keep it simple, or otherwise you can expect failure. Yeah. Number 2, does it really work? Have you tested it? Number 3, can anyone do it? Can anyone do it? These 3 principles, which I agreed so much that, yeah, this is very powerful. Yeah, I always remember. Keep it simple, keep it straightforward, so that anybody can do it. Yeah. In fact, with least training, just throw it to them, they can literally pick it up and do even better. Yeah. So the key is that keep it as simple as possible. Yeah, as simple and straightforward as possible. And the KISS principle also means, if it's simple and straightforward, means it's practical. It means it's practical. It's really something that's practical, not something that, so theoretical. It looks very simple, but actually not. It's not going to happen in the real world. You need to make sure it's in the practical world. Yeah. So I think it's so important. Keep it KISS and practical. Yeah. So this is the picture here. You see the turtle climbing up on this little rock. And when I first saw it, it's like, how did the turtle actually climb up? It's a puzzle, right? Until one day I remember I was back in my hometown. It was in a Taiping town. It's by the lake. And I was walking with my son. My son was 9 years old. We were walking together. And then from far, I see what I thought is like, is this real? And I actually see a turtle right on top of the tree branch, just above the water. Okay? It's maybe about 1 feet high above the water. There's a branch. And the turtle is right on top there. I was like, how did the turtle go on top? Then I remember this picture. I was like, oh my goodness, this is real. I thought this is like a made-up picture, you see. How can a turtle climb up onto the log? And I saw it on top of the branches. And I elbow my son Shane and say, "Hey Shane, look at the things. Can you see a turtle?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it's a turtle. Come on." And I went there, I tried to take a picture, and the turtle jumped into the water. For me, it's like I didn't get the picture. I was like so disappointed. But for me, it's like, how did he get up? Which also means that if the turtle can actually go up, means it's practical enough to do it. That means you know it can be done. So make sure whatever you propose, make sure it can be done. Even the turtle going up, also it's not something that's simple, but at least you know it can be done, and you want to be able to prove it. Yeah. So keeping simple and practical whenever you strategize. So everything that we do, okay, begin with the end in mind. Make sure that even in the planning stage, your strategy stage, keep it as simple as possible, because when you fall down to the execution side, you want the execution to be as simple as possible and just get it done. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. Great. So there's you may heard of 80-20 rule. Yeah, this is about 20% of effort creates the results, 80% results. Yeah, and this is where I would say focus on the 20% of things that actually get things done. With this, focus here. Okay, if you don't focus correctly, you'll be doing 80% of the work, only getting 20% results. So if you can find what actually moves the needle, what actually moves to the result faster, focus on that 20% of the most important task, which is the process that actually generate the results. Move there. Yeah. So this is where I want to share with you the two different metrics here. Okay, I want you to pay attention to this. This could be a bit, maybe for some, a bit hard to understand. But if you get this, I promise you, get this right, you know what to do next time. Yeah. So let's do this. So there's two metrics or indicators. Yeah, metrics. Yeah. There's this thing called a lagging measure or the lead measure, leading measure, or the lagging measure or leading measure, or in short, lag measure and lead measure. So the lag means behind, right? Lead is in front. Okay? You will look at the English matter. Lagging means the lagging behind. That means I'm behind. Leading means I'm in front. Yeah. There's two measures, and we want to know what kind of measures is it. So in anything that we try to achieve, sometimes we are always taking data and measurement. Yeah. And the lag measures here, okay, give you a very simple example would be, say, trying to lose weight. So how many of you here wants to lose weight? Keep your waist a bit down, things like that. Okay, you have some extra fat, and you need to do something about it. Yeah. So for some people who want to be more fit, still losing weight, for example. So what do they measure? They measure the weight. Yeah, weight. How heavy am I? Maybe they measure their the BMI. Yeah, body to mass. Yeah, the ratio, and then you measure the waist. Oh, right now I'm 40-inch thick waist. I want to go down to 31, or so I'm at 40 right now. Oh, okay, I need to reduce. So all these measurements are what we call lag measures. Lag measure means things that is happening already now. This is the outcome. This is the result right now. Yeah, right now I'm 100 kg, 41 waist, and my body mass index is totally off, not off the ideal. Yeah, but the lead measures is things that we have to do that will bring down the weight. Things that we have to do, or things that we can measure that we can actually bring down the waistline, the 41 inch, yeah, or the BMI measures, the BMI indicators. Make sense? So what are things to do? Okay, so for example, for weight loss, if you want to reduce weight, yeah, when the weight loss to reduce 40 kg to down to say 30 kg to 30 kg, sorry. 100 kg down to say 70 kg or 60 kg, then maybe eating well is important, right? Yeah, eating a well-balanced diet that is less fat, for example. Will that help you? If you eat well, you should reduce weight, correct? Then you need to go exercise, right? Go to gym and work out. Working out correctly will reduce weight, correct? For example, so that becomes a lead measure. Things like, for example, eating well, working out, it will help you to reduce weight. So that means the leading measure is that working out and eating well is the lead measure. That means the lead activities will help you to bring down the weight measurement and the waist management, for example. Make sense? Yeah. So these are indicators you want to find out. So another way to share with you is that the lag measure is the output, the leading measure is input. Yeah. Okay. Give you another way is this. The input or lead measures or output lag measures are like this thing. It means the driver and the rock. Yeah. The leading measures are the driver, things that you're going to do that will move the rock. Make sense? And the leg measures are the rock. You're measuring the rock. So the rock moves, or the rock is still there. Yeah. But if you know what's a driver, you will move the rock. So some drivers, you can actually move the rock easily. The other drivers, the driver go to the rock and move it. Make sense? Yeah. Are you getting me? Yeah. So you want to be able to identify this. If you can do this, very, very important, then you will know what to actually measure. Then in your process, in your strategies, focus on the driver. What are the things that will move the rock? What are the things that will move the outcome? Will move to get the results? Make sense? So that becomes your strategy, and not just measuring the performance all the time. Yeah. Okay. Lagging indicators are metrics used to measure past performance. Yeah, whether it's leading indicators or leading measures are metrics used to measure the potentially future performance. That means things you do right now, you measure. Like for example, eating well. If I eat well, do I lose weight? If I go to gym 1 time a week, do I lose weight? How about I go 2 times a week? Do I lose weight? If I go 3 times a week, do I lose more weight? Then you know. So if 3 times can lose more weight compared to 2 times, so would you want to go 3 times? Then you lose weight faster. Then you can actually have controls on how can you lose weight. But if you do not know what you have to do in front and you're just trying all kind of things and you never measure it, then how do you know how much you eat or how much you work out that moves the things? So you need to measure how much you eat every day. You want to count calories. Some people say, right, calculate the calories or eat 2 times a day, skip breakfast, whatever it is. You want to measure this so that you know what kind of weight you lose in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah, make sense? Yeah. Okay. So basically, strategy is to find out what's the lead measures. Okay, I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm going to come back. Yeah. So with this, I just covered focus, then you know exactly what you want, and you got strategy. Okay. Once you have the strategy or strategize the plan, the strategy, right? Then before you execute it, I want you to start to anticipate. You must anticipate. Anticipate means what? Stop the problem before it happens. Yeah. If you anticipate correctly, certain strategies that you put in place, sometimes you can actually envision that if I do these things, this is going to happen. Then how can I have contingency plan right now? How can you have a better strategies not to avoid the problem? You don't go there and see the problem as it is. You can start to plan ahead and know that if I do this thing, if I do this way, I'm going to have this problem. Let's don't do this way. How about I do B? And then we can avoid this problem. That means, in other words, we are anticipating the future, right? We are really future focusing. Focusing on future, what potentially going to happen by doing this. And this is where a lot of experience comes in. Yeah, experience of what has happened before in the past. Then we can learn from that. Then don't do it anymore. Yeah, find out what worked before in the past. Do it because it never happened. Whatever doesn't work, stop doing it. Make sense? So you want to be able to anticipate. So find out what a potential issue is going to happen. Yeah. So Murphy's law, you have heard before? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. For sure. Anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. So this is where we want to actually able to anticipate, assume, make prediction if you have to, and get prepared. There's no guarantee, but you want to have as best as you can so that you want to reduce the error, reduce the problem, the challenges to a minimum, to a level that you can actually handle it. Yeah. So understand this Murphy's law. Sometimes when things go wrong, it can actually go wrong. Sometimes things that you don't even plan for, never even expected, it can actually happen. But if with experience and with the proper data, with better communication, sometimes you can actually avoid a lot of things if you strategize better. Remember, strategy is about winning. Yeah. So everything you do is about how can you make sure that you can win? How can you ensure the higher chance of winning or success? So you want to anticipate all these things. Yeah. So going back to the 5 areas, so you need to anticipate what are the manpower issues you're potentially going to have. Yeah. Do we have enough manpower? Is the manpower that we have capable people? Do they have the skills? Do they have the knowledge? Yeah. Do they have the experience to do this? Maybe you have enough manpower, but are they the right people that we need for them? Yeah. Are they the right caliber or capabilities or knowledge and skills? Yeah. Talk about materials. What kind of materials is best to use? Sometimes you buy for cheaper materials, it may not be helpful. Buying experience is too expensive. So what would be the best material to buy? Yeah. And so that we can anticipate. Yeah. In the past, I used to pay a bit more for better materials so that moving down the production line, when you're producing my products, right, it's so much easier to produce and it's so much nicer, better quality. If you buy cheap materials, then along the line in production, a lot of problems going to have. It's not really a good strategy, right? Sometimes it's good to pay more. So depending on what kind of materials, what kind of quality, what kind of expectation or outcome that you want. Yeah. Look at the machineries or equipments. Yeah. What kind of machines you need? Are you going to be labor intensive kind of process, or doing by use labor work, or you want to have high end machineries so that the process production, the cut or the whatever things the process to do, it's going to be a perfect cut. Yeah. If it's used hand to cut the scissors, it's not going to be perfect. Yeah. So it depends on the quality you want, what kind of machineries. It depends on the money. Can we buy the machinery or not? Yeah. So making the best use of machineries that you have in hand, or you want to get new one, investment is all part of the planning strategies that you have. Look at the process and methods. Yeah. Again, are you going to be on manual, or are you going to be automated? Yeah. Or are you going to use AI to generate things, or are you going to use system and processes, or everything fully automated, no manpower? It all depends on that. It depends on the money that you have. Money, do you have money? Where does the money come from? Are you generating enough money? How about you don't have enough cash flow? What do you do? And everything and all these five are usually interrelated with each other, because material will require manpower to handle, and machinery will depends on the type of materials you use, the process, it depends on the type of materials and the manpower used, and so forth. So looking at all these things on a big picture is all in a mess. How do you anticipate potential problems? And if it do happen, what is the strategies to overcome it when it happens? Yeah. Sometimes you have no choice to do this way, but you know that when it happens, I have planned to overcome it, what to do. I know what to do. Yeah. Or sometimes before it actually happens, I can see it really overcoming, handle it as you go along. Make sense? Yeah. So anticipating on these 5 areas again, as we plan the resources that we have, what are some of the potential problems and obstacles that you're going to face? Yeah. Make sense? So one of the key here, let me ask you, of all these 5, yeah, of all these 5, which one do you think has the biggest headache? Yeah. Which one do you think? Material, machineries. Which one is one that has the least control? Yeah. So maybe I just cut down to see. I think one of the biggest challenges from my experience is human. Human is the one that is the toughest to challenge, toughest to take care. And because sometimes you have to direct them, they may not listen to you, or they have certain issues at hand. You want to train them. After you train them, they leave and things like that. Human is always the issue. For me, as an engineer in the past, as long as if I have the right material, if I don't have the right material, I can still make use of certain options of materials. If the machineries, I can do something about machineries. Whatever machineries I have, I can always work with certain materials. Process is really totally out in my control to work on the process. But what I don't have full control is usually the human. Maybe the money, yeah, but then once you have the money, you know what to do. If you don't have money, you can make use of whatever money you have. But what I find that manpower is always an issue. Because why? Human has a lot of factors. This human factor of pain, stress, physiology, syndrome, health, psychologies, and all is because of this thing called emotions. Yes, dealing with people's human emotions is one of the biggest challenge. Yeah, even though running, you say you have going back to this. Yeah, material still requires people to handle it. You may have the best material, but if the person doesn't know how to handle the material well, you will damage the material. The people doesn't know how to manage the machinery well, or program it, or set the machine, or run the machine, or operate the machine well, you still get problems with the quality of the products. Yeah, the process systems and processes are managed by who? Human. Yeah, if it doesn't feel well on the day, or it's not there on the day, the process may just break down. Money is also managed by people. How they use the money, what kind of money they use, and money is a good leverage, right? If you have money, you can buy better materials. But again, the selection of material is all done by human, and how much you're going to spend and things like that. Yeah. So I find that manpower, the human resource side, is where the biggest challenge, handling the emotion. Yeah. And one of the things that how well are we in control of people? The better we are in control and better we are able to lead and manage them, right? The better it is. Yeah. Because one of the things I always ask myself is, am I the problem? Yeah. Are human the problem? Yeah. How can we do? How can we make that? How can we encourage people? How can we influence them? Hence, one of the biggest skill for every leader is your ability to influence people. If you can influence people, then people will move in the positive direction. Yeah. So again, you want to understand what is anticipate and assume. Yeah. When you are anticipating the potential problem, are you assuming? Yeah. If you make a lot of assumption along the way when you're strategizing, you make too much assumption. So your strategy may not be a very, very strong strategy because your strategy is based on assumption. And assumption is something a big question mark. Yeah. Anticipation, on the other hand, is that you know that I understand how human works. I understand if you use this material can have this issue. I understand that with these machineries, there are some tolerance or some capabilities that this machine can do, some cannot. When the machines are older, there's some potential problem. I can understand this. So anticipation means anticipating the potential problems that we know from our experience. But assumption is different. Assumption, you're trying to make assumption, plucking from sky. I think it should be this way. It should be that way. Logically speaking, it shouldn't go wrong. And this is where the biggest trap. Yeah. So do not assume. Anticipating is not assume. Okay. Sometimes you have to make prediction and make assumption. But understand when you're making assumption, it's an assumption. Right? So don't make it assumption is true. So I have this little rule. Yeah. Whenever I find myself making assumption, I want to verify it. If I know it's an assumption, I'm going to verify that. Can I prove this assumption is wrong? Or can I confirm that this assumption is no longer assumption? So verify every assumption. Okay, don't take the assumption as real, because one of the biggest pitfall in any strategy execution, right, is that people always make assumptions. How many of you agree with what I'm saying? Yeah, assumption is the mother of all screw up. Because how many of you find that even in our communication we make a lot of assumption, and because of that, it's like, I thought you mean this, I thought you mean that. I just had an argument with my son 9 years old when I was putting him to sleep yesterday. I was saying certain things, he was saying certain things. He assumed that I mean these things. I assumed that he understands, and we have this argument, and then we ended up don't understand each other and say, oh, why are we saying this? I thought you were saying this, I thought you were saying that. Correct? So don't assume. The moment you find that you're making assumption, always remember, verify it. Ask the person, hey, what do you mean? Why do you say that? No, that's not what I mean. And you clarify it so the assumption is no longer. So never assume, yeah, guys. Yeah. If you're going to remember anything in any problem solving or in any execution, right? Assumption is the mother of all screw up. Don't assume. Can? Remember this, yeah? Please write it down. Okay. Assumption is the mother of all screw up. Yeah. Yeah. And assumptions are the leadership quicksand. As a leader, you don't make assumption. Always verify. It will save you a lot of time and trouble. Yeah. Right? So some of the assumptions that we have is because in our head, everybody has this thing, the angels and demons and everybody, whatever the little voice in the head, they are talking, we just do not know what they're assuming. So we always want to clarify, communicate and clarify. Yeah. So manage your little voice inside here, clarify everything. Most important is that the best way to achieve this is what? To always come from a very curious mind. Whenever you find this, people are making assumption, you want to say, okay, why are you saying that? How can we prove this is correct or wrong, or that this assumption is not an assumption? How can you make sure? So you want to ask questions from a very, very curious mind. Okay, so you adopt a beginner's mind. Even though you find that you know, just say, I do not know. Just pretend I do not know. And try to clarify every assumption, verify everything. Yeah, take on a baby's mindset and a kid's mindset. And ask why do you say that? Yeah, and really learn from this. Make sense? Yeah. So there's a very, very nice quote I will share with you here. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. Yeah, in the beginner's mind, in the young kid's mind, some beginner's mind, there's so many possibilities. However, in the expert's mind, sometimes because you being an expert, you only have a few options in it, and this is the only options, and you close that little mind of yours, and you're not open anymore. Yeah. So don't fall into this expert's mind. Yeah, you want to be expert, but at the same time, you want to always maintain a curious mindset of continuously learning and discovering. Okay. So now, I've covered what? Knowing the goals, strategies, anticipate, right? So now they've done things. Okay, now the next step, the more important step is that the execution. Okay, it's execution. Yeah, once you plan everything, anticipate everything, it's still on paper. It's just all an idea. The only way to get the results is execution. Nothing beats execution. If you don't, up until now, if you don't execute, it's just all talk. All looks good, sounds good, looks good. And you get excited about it. No, don't fall into this trap. So the only way to get results is execution. Yeah. So without strategy, there's very, very, very nice quote here. Without strategy, execution is aimless. So you can execute everything, but if you don't have a strategy, you cannot really win. That means everything is aimless because you don't have a direction how to do it. Because remember, strategy is about winning, right? Getting to the success as soon as possible, as fast as possible, as easy as possible. Yeah. But however, if you have the best strategies without execution, strategy is useless. Make sense? Yeah. So you need to strategize and then execute. So the key word here is that once you have the plan and strategies and come down with the plan, the key word here is to take action. You must take action. Yeah. And how do you take action in the best way possible so that you can ensure that it works? And this is where it happens. Yeah. So the first step of action is making decision. Yeah. If you do not decide, the action that you take is not going to happen. So sometimes whatever you plan, after you plan and strategize, the plan that you have, the next step is to decide and do it. Make the decision and do it. Yeah. So what kind of decision to make? Yeah, you have to make between when you are deciding, making a decision is also a risky. It could be this risky as well, right? Sometimes you never know if it works or not. This strategy sounds so good, but you're not so sure sometimes. That's why you anticipate. Nothing is proven or nothing is concrete. But your proper strategies planning will make sure that your failure rate are under control and your success rate is stronger, right? But it's still taking risks. Yeah. So taking risks is there's a difference between taking risks and doing something dumb. So there's a calculated risk and dumb move, right? So you want to still decide and take the risk and make a move. Yeah. So let's talk about risk and reward. Yeah. Risk. And whenever there's risk, how do you feel? Or what do you see first? You see troubles, right? When you see troubles, how do you feel? Fearful? Wow, scary and anxiety, right? Yeah. And this is where you start to have fear. Because when you look at risk and trouble together, it's going to be fear. However, if you look at the situation, the strategy as potentially the outcome is a reward. Let's get to the reward and don't look at the problems. Don't look at the trouble in front of us. Look at the outcome. Yeah, it's rewarding. If you can get to the outcome, wow, how nice is this? Yes? And if you look at the outcome, what do you see? You see opportunity, right? And when you see opportunity, how do you feel? More excited, yes? Yeah. And then, so where would you have to focus on? So your strategy planning, if you plan it much better, then you will see the reward getting closer to you. If you don't plan very well, then you see more risk right in between to get there, and you're like, better don't do, better be safe. Yeah, but if you plan it well, strategize with good strategy, then that outcome becomes like more rewarding because you know that it's possible to reach and you get more excited. Yeah. So first key that I say is to decide. So what to decide in a strategy? Then we may have a lot of strategies. Strategy plan A, plan B, plan C, or strategy 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. Then you want to still decide anyway. Which one go first? Everything looks good, but where to go? Which one to start? You still have to decide. So start to choose which lead action to go. Yeah, choose the driver. Start working on it. This is the best possible. Looks good. Let's do this. Yeah, choose the driver and start. Yeah, and how we do it is by taking small steps. Yeah, we don't jump in and just do it. Everything do it systematically. In a KISS, keep it simple and straightforward. Right? How do you execute it? Start taking small steps action. Don't take big action at the beginning. Take small actions. Yeah, focus on starting it. Don't worry about finishing. Just get started. Because every small steps leads to bigger things. Remember the 3 principles. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Yeah. Let's look at the principle number 2. Find out what works and do more of it. So taking small steps allows you to practice principle number 2. You start taking small steps. Does it work? If it works, does it help you to bring up confidence? Yeah, right? If it does, can you do more? another step. Your work is good, take another small step. And this is where you stack on and you build the confidence. You stack on and you build the confidence. Make sense? Yeah, but however, if you take small steps and it fails, is it okay? Not too bad, right? You can always backtrack one step. Yeah. So small steps has a lot of benefits. And small steps allow you to do this thing called experiment. I love these things, yeah, because if you want to get the results, sometimes it may look tedious, but it's a very, very sure way of getting the results. A more sure way, okay? There's nothing is guaranteed, but a more sure way of getting it. So in other words, experiment is test. Test it, measure it, and affirm it. Yeah. You want to be able to have diligence and follow through things like that. Do every small steps that you do a test, every step, measure the steps, and then affirm. Say, yeah, verify it, whether is it working or not. Yeah, it's working. It's according to plan. I'm getting the results that I'm expecting to get. I'm getting the result that I'm anticipating I should be getting. Make sense? If it is good, it's working. Take another small step. Let's test again, measure again. Am I getting the same result? Yes. Let's keep doing it. And you keep stacking up, keep stacking. If it's not working, you can always backtrack 1, backtrack 2, but it doesn't really kill you or doesn't really damage a lot. Yeah. And whatever, just say you take one small steps and whatever you anticipate the problems or the obstacles going to come out and it actually do come out, okay, then you know and what you can do to overcome it. How can you handle it? So every steps that you take, every small steps, small action plans, okay, small action execution, it's like an experiment as you go along. Yeah, test and measure and affirm whether you're getting the right result. Okay, so how you do this? You want to be taking on a lot of collecting data, keeping reports, write down reports. Yeah, so that you can actually do this. Why keep progress or keep a compelling data record? Why do you do this? Because the data tells a story on whether your execution works or not. You also tell a story whether the strategies that you have come up with, when you implement it, does it work or not? Because the data can tell. So you need to write down, do tests, record everything down. Then look at it, then you will know. With this record, you can actually use it as a proof to say that it works. And then you can go and use it as a teaching method, teaching techniques and things like that as a proof to show that it works. Make sense? And if it doesn't work, you can always go back and analyze the situation. Yeah. So start to measure your progress as you are experimenting it, test and measure it. Okay. Yeah. So the final one is accountability. Once you have the goals, you strategize, then you anticipate, right? Once you have all these things, you start to execute, test and measure it. And the last step that you take to make sure that you get to the end goal, the outcome you have, is to have accountability. Yeah. Nothing this is a secret here. A lot of times things fail because people are not accountable as well. Yeah. It means, in other words, no excuses. Yeah. If you are accountable, if you are a leader, there's no excuses. Yeah. What do I mean by this? Okay. Give you a little thought process. Okay. Whenever there's a problem in a crisis or whenever we are facing a problem, few of these things take place. And I want you to go through with me right now and see whether it makes sense or not. Yeah. So whenever something major enough happens, a problem, for example, you're dealing with a problem, you will see people going in denial mode. No, there's no problem. There's no problem. This is very small. No issue, a small problem. Tomorrow will be gone. Don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. And then to find out tomorrow is that, oh my goodness, it's still a problem, getting even bigger. A lot of people fall into this denial first. They just think that it's not a big problem. Yeah. How many of you seen this happening before? Yeah. And after the denial stage, the next stage going to come up is people start to blame the people, the things, the equipment, the process, whatever thing, all the 5 things, the people, the materials, the equipments, the finance, the process. They blame all these things, whatever they can blame. Yeah. For the problems. Yeah. And once you blame, cannot blame anymore, and you find that they themselves are the problem, they will start to justify why is it that is. I don't have the excuse, I don't have the knowledge, the team is not good enough, I don't have the right people, I don't have the right manager, and nobody support me, they don't have enough money, or whatever. They will just give a lot of excuses or justification if you cannot blame anymore. Have you seen this before? Yeah. And if you're going to, some people going to denial, blame, justify, and for some, they cannot handle it, they will just give up and quit. Seen that before? Yeah. But you know that in order to solve any problems or to get things done, to get results, if you're going to deny, blame, justify, and give up, will you go to anywhere? You won't reach anything, right? So the only way to do is what? Be responsible. Yeah. Take responsibility, overcome it, find a solution, overcome it. Don't go into blame mode, don't justify, don't give a lot of excuses. Yeah. And don't give up. Yeah. Yeah. Take responsibility. Yeah. So you know anything below this level is not acceptable, right? Correct. Yeah. So what's even better than responsibility? Taking charge. Yeah. Responsibility sometimes sounds like, oh, you have no choice. But taking charge is a choice. That means you take charge. And this is what I mean by accountability. Yeah. The people who are willing to step up, not only taking responsibility, but to take charge of a situation and do something about it without giving up, without justifying, without blaming, without denial, they are accountable. And the only way I know we can actually achieve any results. We can actually achieve the result that you intend to go if we don't give up and we are accountable. We keep doing, keep finding a way. You can do it. Yeah. So in other words, in any execution that you do, there's no guarantee that everything that we strategize will be perfect. It won't be perfect. The near perfection is based on experience. The better we are able to do it and we do it often enough, then we know for sure it works. But in anything that's new, any strategies or project that you try to implement that's new, you know for sure there will be some problems that you have to face. Yes. Yeah. And in order to overcome it, this is where problem solving skills comes in. Yeah. Resourceful being problem solving skills comes in. Hence, the problem solving skills and execution skills is always together with the leadership skills together. Yeah. Managing people. So nobody wants to go into denial, blame, justify, and give up. You want to just be responsible, and you better still take charge and be accountable. Yeah. So it means the accountability side here in the whole circle, we need to be accountable right at the beginning when we are strategizing already. That's why I say begin with the end in mind. Yeah. We want to be accountable enough to consider, anticipate all potential issues that we possibly happen. Yeah. We may not know everything because sometimes if things are new or something is new, haven't done before, we will never know. And this is where we need to be a bit more careful and take precaution on how to do it, taking smaller steps, do more test and measure to be sure, yeah, and everything, yeah. So once you do that, do test and measure to make sure that just in case things doesn't go as a plan, you can handle it because it's small steps. You can backtrack, yeah, and be responsible, yeah. And being here means to basically, I love this quote maybe by Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can have results or excuses, not both. If you have results, no need to give excuses. If you are giving excuses, means what? You have no results. Yeah. So for me, keep quiet, get the results. Yeah. Okay. So being accountable means follow up and follow through. This is one thing, my experience working with people, even with my own failures and past, is because we never follow through. We follow up for a while and then enough. The follow up and follow through till the end to ensure that the strategies that we have and that we execute it is that we know this way of execution will get the results. And then by all the documentation that you want, and you know this, you follow through until we get the result that you want. Yeah, this is how we ensure that we get the results. Yeah, we will get the results if we don't give up and we keep changing we keep working on our approach, change the strategy if we have to, execute and test and measure, you should get the results. That's for sure. Is it true? Would you agree? Yeah. If you keep trying it, keep testing it, you should get it. Yeah. So ultimately, it's to actually affirm, confirm, okay, or affirm or verify that the results and solutions is there. That means the strategy works. Yeah. And when you do that, then you're going to do a review by actually documenting everything. Okay, you can ask questions: what happened? Yeah. What worked? Yeah, what didn't work? Document everything. What did we learn from this experience? What can we do more, better, differently to progress another step forward? So you document every test, every test and measure, every experiment. So when I talk about experiment, I want to explain to you this. When we are executing, we are actually executing the task. Yeah, but we are also executing and experimenting at the same time, because we cannot be experimenting all the time. That means while we are doing it, we are taking data, we are also having the mindset that I'm also checking, testing as I go along. So I'm testing as I go along. If it's working, why is it working? And we are always questioning, why is it working? What's it working? How can I do this? Record it down so that we can go back and study it and keep improving on it. Yeah. If it works, good. If it's not working, how can we change? Make sense? And this is all the questions you can ask from time to time. Every test, every progress that you make, record it down. Yeah. And then you document all the success. Yeah. Same thing, document it all so that now with this documentation that you have a firm strategy or documentation to prove that the strategy works. Yeah. And with that, you can also now use it to teach other people. Yeah. Now you can be a guru, a trainer, or a leader can actually teach people how to do. Because when you have results and you can actually demonstrate that you can achieve the results, and now you can teach people how to get the results, this is the ultimate power. Correct or not? Would you agree? Yeah. And you want to be a person who can actually get results, because the leader or the person who can actually get results are the one as the most valuable person. Would you agree? Now, people can actually make things work are the one that are sought after. Yeah. And with that, this is where talk about follow through that makes a great difference between ultimate success and failure. If you can follow through all the way until you get to the outcome, success and failure will be determined by how well you follow through. Yeah. So very quickly, the last one to talk about, there's the discipline and accountability are two parts. Okay, there's two types of discipline. Yeah. The discipline is that you instill discipline or impose discipline. Instill means you have the ability to go and motivate yourself, be disciplined, wake up early in the morning, get whatever things you have to do. You have the discipline to do it by yourself, from within. Okay. For some people, or sometimes we ourselves, in certain areas we can do it ourselves, certain areas we cannot. There's a lot of fear. And this is where you want to actually get other people to impose on you, to let you know, hey, get up. It's time for you to wake up and get this thing done. And every day come and direct me and guide me, or to mentor me, say, hey, do this, and push me to it. Yeah. Because the accountability is about being disciplined, having the discipline to do what's necessary to do. Okay. So I have a very nice quote that I like from Mike Tyson. Yeah. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but nonetheless doing it like you love it. Yeah. It means the work that you do, sometimes you don't like it, but you have to do it. So how can you change from have to do it? Forced to have to means I got no choice, right? To I must do it. If you can change from have to must, and you know how to get things done, and this is where the follow through becomes an easy path. All right. So what have I covered today? This framework. I talked to you about a little psychology on how to do that, because this psychology gets you to do this. But basically, to get to any results, these are the 5 steps. Know your goal. Determine what's a wildly important goal. Then from that goal, you start to strategize. Keep it simple, having the end in mind. Okay, strategize how to get to the wildly important goal. And then with that strategy that you have, as you are strategizing, start to anticipate what could potentially happen, or what do you expect to see happen, and what potentially can be actually happen that derail it or cause this strategy not to work. And then this is where you anticipate, based on experience that you have, based on past data, and how do you anticipate potential obstacles, challenges, problems that may face, based on the market, based on the material, based on the people, all the facts. Okay. Once you have all these things now on paper, now you need to translate into action, and this is where you actually execute it, get it done, start doing the work. And the best way to execute is to take small steps. Yeah, baby steps, test and verify. Yeah, and then have the accountability to follow through all the way until you see the end result, the outcome that you want. You get to the outcome you want, then you continue. Yes, the strategy works, and this is a circle, right? Yeah, it works. Then the strategy is reinforce strategy, is do more of it. If it's not working, change the strategy, anticipate what potentially can happen. Or if you're not sure, then expect things to happen, and then bring back to the strategies and change it, and then execute it, test it, and keep going, and have accountability. Okay, so that's about it. This is the strategy. If you like what is it, use it. Yeah, I find that the two secrets here. Okay, let me share with you right now two secrets: anticipating the problems and having the accountability to follow through all the way. These are two secrets of achieving the results. Yeah. So success breeds success. Success breeds confidence. Confidence breeds success. Hence, success breeds success. So the intention of getting to the result is this: you want to create results, create success through the results. Yeah. If every result is a failure, it will create more failures, right? So we want to boost our confidence by creating more success, small success. Every small steps is a small little success you can build on. Yeah, you want to create that, and if you can build yourself to be someone who can make things happen, yeah, someone who can execute things and get things done, getting to the results, you will be a valuable person to the company that they're going to hire you. You're going to be a valuable leader that someone going to have wanted you. All right. So with that, thank you so much, guys. I hope you learned something today. I'm going to pass it back to IGP. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, I'm done. Back to you, IGP. I think next will be Q&A. We cannot hear you. Hi, Isaac, right? Kiang B, is it? Yes. I hope you learned something. So if any questions, I think you can type on the chat. I can see your chat. You can type on the chat. I can try to answer some of the questions you have. Otherwise, then if none, then we'll close it off. But you have, please. I'm waiting for IGP to come back, the host, to handle this, but they are not here. Kiangbi, you're from where? Nigeria, is it? Kenya. You're from Kenya. All right. Wow, nice. Good to know that you're learning something, learning a lot. So if you have any questions, you can ask. I'll try to answer here. IGP, the host, are you here? We can't hear you. Hi, Evelyn. Nice. You're welcome, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask. Let me reach. You're back.
Knowledge seeker once again. Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. On our subscribe shop we will back in our session part 2 with the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know. Speaker, thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar competition. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Sir, I think after a wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no more questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope see you again with a new topic and a new day. Thank you, sir. Take care. Honorable sir, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short review, we start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Application process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure you present on our website. Find the learning section and get enrolled. After watching Comlink Part 1, move to the next with the learning test passing mark 80%. If pass, to download your certificate. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure you present on our website. Find the learning session and get enrolled. After watching Comlink Part 1, move to the next with the learning test passing mark 80%. If pass, back to the course again to download your certificate. If it reject the result. The most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. We have changed the field process for online quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instructions carefully. Visit www.eduigp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button or give a link, find the session name and join with your logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join. Enjoy an online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 experience which you can find on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. Right now, our first question is, are formative assessment student focused or outcome focused? Is it option one? Option one is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our second question is, critical thinking in nursing is outcome focused. Is it true or false? Option two is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our third question is, a key of principle of outcome focused care is it option one or option two? Option two is the right answer. 30% people are right here. Our next question is, critical thinking is purposeful, informed, outcome focused thinking. Is it true or false? Option one is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our next question is, the Solicitor's Code of Conduct. Percent people are. Our next question is, one practice that demonstrated your outcome focused is it option one or option two? Option two is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our next question is, mental focus means your outcome focused with distraction. Is it true or false? Option two is the right answer. No one is correct here. Our next question is, which of the following statement and outcome focus? Is it option one or option two? Option 1 is the right answer. 71% people are right here. Our second last question of the session is goals should be outcome focused and task oriented. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. No one is correct here. Our last and final question of the session is an assessment should lead to an outcome focused plan. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in the top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in the top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalize the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. At the end of our session, we can say properly filled your skill. Never stop learning, cause that your best of teaching us. Be happy as to say. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, type your goal, not the people or things, Albert Einstein. Before I start, hit the like button. Again, want to thank all our knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.